Hello and welcome to the webcast presented by Honeywell Analytics. Today's topic is about how to increase fleet safety and cut costs through new advancement in multi-gas detection and data management. I'm very pleased to introduce Sean Stinson, Product Marketing Manager for Honeywell Analytics. Sean manages the entire product lifecycle of the portable multi-gas detectors manufactured by Honeywell Analytics and BW Technologies by Honeywell. An electrical engineer by training, Sean brings over 12 years' experience in product design and development expertise for Honeywell. He has played a key role in developing and refining the technology behind the current generation of portable gas monitors, worn by over 1 million people in the firefighting, confined space, hazmat, and other industries. Some of these products include GasAlert Micro 5, GasAlert MicroClip, GasAlert Max XT, and the GasAlert Quattro. Sean also brings a unique worker's perspective to the challenges of confined space entry, having spent 3 years working on a maintenance team in oil and gas installations in southern Alberta. So welcome, Sean, and take it away.
Thanks, Dean. Today, Honeywell Analytics is introducing an exciting new gas detection solution called IQ Force and IQ Management System. I'd like to tell you how this solution addresses some of the trends we're seeing in the industry. In today's business environment, there's an increased emphasis on business profitability, building a safety culture, and ensuring your fleet is always working. After all, many things contribute to the cost of your safety program: headcount, unplanned maintenance, false alarms, calibration, and bump gas. I'm here to tell you how IQ Force will help you address your bottom line, help you change your safety culture, and above all, keep your people safe. Honeywell Analytics is the world leader in gas detection. We've grown through acquisition of leading brands, with Honeywell Lean Manufacturing as the backbone of the company. Our brands have brought many firsts to market, including the first catalytic bead, the first open path optical gas detector, and we were the first company to automate electrochemical sensor manufacturing. Every day, we protect millions of people and billions of dollars worth of assets all over the world. You'll find products from our high-tech business in the world's largest semiconductor fabs, where protecting people is critical, but just as critical is ensuring the process is never interrupted with a false alarm. Products from our commercial line control HVAC systems in office buildings and parking garages, and protect people and environments containing industrial refrigeration units from your local grocery store to your local hockey rink. Industrial fixed gas and flame detection products protect people and infrastructure in refineries, offshore oil platforms, drilling rigs, and many other applications. Honeywell Analytics portable gas detectors protect people in refineries, steel mills, petrochemical facilities, as well as first responders, telecom, and utilities workers. This global, multi-industry reach gives us unique insights into gas detection and safety trends. We talk to safety professionals every day about the safety challenges they're facing, and we're constantly integrating this feedback into our products to better serve our customers. Now, I'd like to start by taking a step back. Why do we do gas detection? The first answer that comes to mind is that we do it to save lives, and that's a fair answer. But we know that we can do even more than that. We start with programs that ensure compliance and prevent injury and loss at work, and as these programs become more mature, we start to see a positive impact on business results. Some of the world's most successful companies have a very advanced safety culture because it helps drive profit. These companies aren't just concerned with compliance anymore. Safety is a top priority for them. Safety culture is not negotiable for many companies because creating habits around safety has a wider impact on how they operate than just keeping people safe. For them, it helps attract and retain talented workers, keeps morale up, and provides a foundation for the kind of behaviors and habits that drive continuous improvement into every aspect of their business. The product line that I'm excited to introduce today will help you achieve your compliance goals with less effort. At the same time, it'll help you elevate your company to a new standard of safety. So along with this trend that we're seeing, where safety is more and more critical to companies, what are some of the other trends we're seeing? Well, what we're seeing in a lot of places, especially in North America, is a trend to do more with fewer people. Whether you're a two-person operation or a publicly traded company, you might be feeling the squeeze right now. People need tools that help them get the job done with less effort. Now, while we see a lot of companies that already have a very formal safety program, There are just as many that are trying to make that transition, and they're facing a difficult road if they have to change how they do business with a lean safety crew. Expectations around the quality of gas detection equipment is always increasing, as it should. You've got a very practical need to keep a fleet running while paying close attention to the total cost of ownership. We understand these challenges, and we've developed a product line that directly addresses the profitability, the safety culture, and the personal protection issues being faced by an increasing portion of the industry. So today we're introducing a new portable multi-gas detector called the IQ Force. The product line includes the IQ Force detector, an optional detachable pump, the IQ Force docking station, and the IQ Force PC software programs. Each one of these components is engineered to help you meet your safety program objectives, whether they're around cost of ownership, changing or maintaining safety culture, and most importantly, protecting the crew with instrumentation they can trust. So first, let's talk about how we save you time and money, and at the end of the day, help your bottom line. Instrument quality has a really big impact on this. When you've got properly working instruments, your operation will run more predictably, and you're not paying for spares or emergency repairs. So we focus a lot on quality. I'll talk more about that. Quality runs through everything we do because we know it has a big impact on our customers. Now let's talk about how some of the specific features of the IQ management software can help lower your cost of ownership. When you calibrate the IQ Force in its docking station, the strength of each one of its sensors is relayed to the IQ management software. This software tracks the sensitivities of the sensors installed in the instrument, and you can trend these over time. Having this visibility will help you predictively maintain your fleet, so you can watch for things now like an oxygen sensor coming close to the end of its life, or maybe an LEL sensor that's slowly being poisoned. Now you've still got a chance to change the sensor before it fails a bump test and shuts down a job. Docking stations in your facility, these help with daily bumps and calibrations when needed to ensure your fleet's always tested and working. For larger facilities, docks can save the I&E or maintenance department a lot of time as they offload the bump and calibration workload. When you drop the IQ Force instrument into the dock, it just does what it needs to. No decisions, no buttons to press, no training required. On top of being extremely simple to operate, these docks have been engineered to minimize the use of gas without trading off the bumper calibration reliability. So we've lowered your total cost of ownership in gas usage as well. So these are just some of the things we've done to help with the cost of ownership. And each piece of the product line pitches in different ways to lower your cost of ownership. Now let's talk about another common safety challenge of today's safety managers. How do you change a safety culture? I've talked to customers that have done this, and it takes discipline. At its core, this is really about change management. And changing things takes energy, and it takes a plan, and it takes time. But we can help. One of the cornerstones of most safety programs is a simple habit of incident or near-miss reporting. This can be very time-consuming for a safety manager to promote this behavior. If you're sifting through data logs to find out if your people have been gassed so that you can address an infrastructure or behavioral issue, and this is all happening a week after the fact, you're fighting an uphill battle. If you've got a small safety team because you're being squeezed to do more with less, this is even harder. So how can the IQ Force help? Well, take, for example, the advanced alarm latching feature that we have in the instrument. When it's enabled through the IQ management software, when the detector goes into alarm, it'll stay that way in alarm until the instrument is docked. The dock will then send an email to a designated individual alerting them that someone has experienced an event. This ensures that every gassing event is recorded and dealt with immediately. The safety manager doesn't have to dig through data logs anymore to find these gassing events. They're pushed to him by the system. He's just been freed from some administrative work and can focus on other things. Advanced alarm latching is part of a series of benefits of the IQ Force dock and IQ management software that will help you maintain or transform your safety culture. Now, underneath all the data analysis and tools that we've added and supporting all these features is the product that your people will trust their lives with. Safety equipment needs to be easy to use, or it's just not going to be effective. We strive to make gas detectors as easy to use as a hard hat or safety glasses. This keeps people safe, and being easy to use saves you time and money on training. They're extremely complex devices on the inside, so this isn't always easy, but I think we do this well. When we talk to customers, we see that the instruments need to be versatile. No two operations are identical, so you need to be able to fit the detector to your safety program. IQ Force can go from a pump detector to an easy-to-wear diffusion monitor in seconds with one thumb screw. We know that sometimes people continue to do their job even if their gas detector doesn't work. We know that sometimes people will turn off their detector when it's in alarm. We don't like to see this, but we know that it happens. When someone shuts off their gas detector when it's in alarm, it's usually because they just don't trust the detector. They don't believe the detector. If people don't trust their gas detector, it will not be able to save their life. So how do we prevent people from turning off their gas detectors when they're in alarm? Well, to start, one of the things we have to do is equip people with gas detectors that they trust. And we can help you do this by building the world's most reliable detectors. Rugged and tough, no false alarms, so they're ready when you need them. We want to make sure you always have detectors ready and working and that they can be trusted so that when the detector alarms, people listen. Now, how do we give you the most reliable equipment? We focus on quality. The IQ Force product line has gone through hundreds of tests, and we've put over 125,000 hours of test on the design prior to launch. And we don't stop there. We're relentless in pushing the quality requirements of our customers through to our suppliers to make sure we have the best materials available going into these gas detectors. IQ Force is built in a world-class manufacturing facility that's certified through the Honeywell operating system. When you're working with heavy machinery and you're going up and down ladders all day long, sometimes your instrument gets knocked off and it falls. You need it to survive that fall. So the IQ Force is guaranteed to survive a 6-foot drop onto concrete. Anywhere you're working outdoors, you're going to be subjected to water. So the IP65 rating ensures that the IQ Force survives any rainfall that you'll see. And just in case the instrument is dropped in water, it'll survive the IP67 test, which is a half hour submerged under 3 feet of water. We've also designed for customers working in extremely dusty environments with an acoustic filter to protect the buzzer. So no matter what, you're not going to lose volume because of dust getting into the sounder. One of the major causes of false alarms in industrial spaces is interference from two-way radios. Nobody wants to have to deal with false alarms. On top of the lost productivity that comes from these false alarms, these cause people to lose trust in the instrument. So we made sure the IQ Force was RFI hardened. We test with the most powerful licensed radios in a number of different bands, from UHF, VHF, and the 2.4 gigahertz space to make sure there's no false alarms or fail-unsafe modes. We've listened to customer feedback about battery life. You don't want to have to change detectors partway through a shift or a job, so we engineered the lithium polymer battery to run for 22 hours in diffusion mode and 14 hours with the pump. So in every scenario, you get a full shift out of the instrument. Now, once you've got a dependable instrument, you need to focus on having an easy-to-use instrument. IQ Force is a 1 to 4 gas instrument measuring oxygen, carbon monoxide, hydrogen sulfide, and explosive gases using a catalytic bead sensor. It's got an easy-to-see super bright alarm LED and an easy-to-hear 95 decibel alarm. We make it easy to keep your people safe with features like Safety Flash and Compliance Flash. Let me explain Compliance Flash. If you're working in a situation and you want to be able to see from a distance that the detector's on and working, enable the Compliance Flash. What this does is it flashes the red LED every few seconds so that from a distance you know that the instruments are turned on and working. You can just look at your crew and you'll see red flashing lights. Now, another way to configure this LED is to do the exact opposite. Maybe you only want to see the red light flashing when there's an issue, so it's more like exception reporting. In this case, we've got a feature called Safety Flash that monitors the compliance status of the instrument and does a quick double flash of the red light when you've exceeded your bump or calibration intervals. We made it easy to integrate with the IQ management software by making data logging standard. So every IQ Force will store events and has a black box data logger that's there if you need it. And of course, a one-button operation. This simplifies operation and training. Just turn it on and go. When you're working in a confined space and all you see is zeros on the screen, the blinking heart icon on the screen lets you know the detector is still working. From personal experience, this goes back to trusting the instrument, knowing that it's working when you need it. Customers that need to switch between remote sampling and diffusion can benefit from this removable pump. If you've got a large fleet of instruments that have pumps and some that don't, now you've just reduced your training costs as all the instruments are the same. The IQ Force Diaphragm Pump attaches to the instrument with one thumb screw. It's powered by the instrument with an internal pressure sensor to reliably detect blocked flow without any false blocked alarms. This diaphragm pump is similar to what we used in the Gas Alert Max XT, so if you're familiar with how robust that system is, you can expect the same performance here. When the pump is installed, the instrument still runs 14 hours. Now, we see a great fit for IQ Force in a lot of the industries that we're strong in today. As an extremely rugged instrument, it'll work anywhere customers have to monitor for oxygen, hydrogen sulfide, carbon monoxide, and explosive gas threats. The pump makes it a great option for remote sampling, and because it can be converted to a diffusion instrument, we think this makes it a great choice for a fleet instrument. It'll be especially strong with larger fleets that are seen in the steel, oil refining, petrochemical, utilities, and telecom industries. So in conclusion, for customers who have to maintain or transform their safety culture, that understand how their safety program affects the profitability of their business, and they use safety to differentiate themselves from the competition, and that need an answer to the question of fleet reliability, the IQ Force with IQ Management is a great choice. IQ Force with IQ Management provides a fully integrated fleet management solution consisting of instruments, pumps, docking stations, and PC software that fit together seamlessly and meet the needs of your safety program. I encourage you to visit our website at yoursafetyprogram.com to contact us or learn more. Thank you very much.
We're going to go now to the live question and answer the questions that we have.
But before we answer the first question, I'd like to point out the exit survey that has appeared in the console. I encourage you to fill it out, and we'll be able to address any issues that you may have and make improvements for future webcasts. So, Sean, we received several questions, and the first one that seems to be, when will you be taking orders for the IQ Force?
Yeah, we'll start taking orders today for the IQ Force. So for distribution partners, you can log into the distributor portal starting today and find information, price list. There'll be some marketing information in there as well. And for end users, we encourage you to reach out to your distribution partners starting today and start to learn more about it. And also, you can go to the website, yoursafetyprogram.com, or contact your local sales representative, and they can help you out with any information you need.
All right. Can the IQ Force be configured for operation without putting it in a dock or connecting it to a computer?
Yeah, absolutely. It functions like a standard gas detector, so you don't need the dock to use the instrument. We do encourage people to use docks. We believe that they greatly simplify the bump test and calibration processes, as well as they provide you with all the compliance information that you need. And the docks obviously can run in 3 different modes. So the docks can run in standalone mode, or you can connect them on the Ethernet, or you can connect them directly to a computer with the USB cables.
All right. Just to remind everybody that we're getting a lot of questions, but if you have one, feel free to fill one out in the question field in the console, and we'll try to address it. I got a question here from Glenn. Can the docks be gang banked? For example, can 6 docks, 1 cylinder, and 1 regulator?
Yes. So we'll support up to 5 docks. So I think the question said 6. We'll support up to 5 docks. They don't natively gang, but what we sell is an extra kit that's basically just some tubes and some fittings. And then in behind the scenes, what you do is you connect a demand flow regulator, and then you would have 5 docks running off the same header of tubing into the one demand flow regulator. Each dock pulls The average is about 400 milliliters a minute. Now, so it's spec'd for if you have a demand flow regulator that can handle at least 2.5 liters a minute, you'll be perfectly fine with the 5 docks that are ganged together.
All right, Sean. Adam's got a question here. Can you use a twin talk sensor?
Yes, yeah. The IQ Force, when it's running in 4-gas mode, it's using a twin talk sensor, so you can definitely use that sensor in there.
And there's a few questions here about list price and how many sensors. Can you go over that?
Sure. So the list price is, there's a lot of different SKUs on this. It's very comparable to where the Multipro is priced. Number of sensors, there's 3 sensor sockets in the instrument. So like I said, when you're running in 4-gas mode, you'll have the oxygen, the LEL, and then twin talks for CO and H2S. And for pricing, we encourage you to reach out to your local sales rep or log into the Honeywell portal, and you'll be able to find all the pricing information there.
All right. So we got a question here from Ian. Will the IQ Force have any other sensor configurations in the future?
We don't have any planned right now. We've got a complete lineup of different gas detectors. So if there's something that you're looking for that you don't see in the IQ Force, we believe that we have a very complete portfolio. So again, we'd encourage you to reach out to your local sales rep, and we'll find something that fits your needs.
There's a question here, Sean. Somebody has Multipros. Is the IQ Force the replacement for the Multipro?
It's definitely a good choice. If you're a Multipro user, I think a lot of people know that Spirion is now part of the Honeywell Analytics family. So the IQ Force was originally intended as a replacement to the Multipro, and what we did is we've added a lot of these IQ management features to the IQ Force. So if you've got a Multipro and you're happy with that, we think you're going to be very happy with the IQ Force. But again, we've got a very complete portfolio. So if you are looking to switch out your fleet of Multipros, we encourage you to talk to your local sales rep, and again, we'll find the best fit for you.
All right, we got a broad range of questions here, Sean. Scott's asking, can the alarm be turned on or off if you need to continue using the meter?
If you want to acknowledge the alarm, you can do that. I guess the question is, we definitely don't recommend that you keep working if you're in above alarm situation, but you could definitely do that, I guess, if you were so inclined.
Okay. Let's see, another question here is, where's the monitor made?
Where's the monitor made?
Yeah, Andrew's asking that.
Right, the monitor is made at our factory in Calgary, Canada. It's in a Honeywell certified factory, and we have distribution centers throughout Canada and the U.S.
And Pierre's asking some more information about the acoustic filter. What is it? What's an acoustic filter?
Okay, so the sounders used in some of these products some of them are magnetic type sounders. This is found in a number of different products, and the acoustic filter is basically just a filter that lets sound go through but nothing else. So it's kind of like a waterproof foam, if you want to think of it that way, that lets as much sound possible go through it but doesn't let any dust or water come into it. So it's just a layer of protection that you can put over the sounder to protect things from getting into the buzzer. The reason I mentioned the magnetic piece is that for people that are working in steel mills or any place that there's a lot of steel dust around, that dust can sometimes be attracted to the buzzer itself. So this was just an added layer of protection that we put in there to make it a little bit more robust.
All right, Sean. Adam's asking, can you configure this unit with a PID sensor?
No, this is not a PID instrument. We do have 2 other PID instruments in our lineup. That would be the PHD6 or the Micro 5. All
right, and let's see. Robert is asking for some information about warranty on the sensors.
Sure, yeah. The warranty on the instrument and the sensors is 2 years.
Does an operator need to use a dock to program or calibrate the IQ Force?
No. The instrument can be set up, can be programmed through the use of an IR dongle. So that's something you could connect directly to your PC and configure it through your PC. for calibration, you don't need to use a dock. You can calibrate the detector on its own. It comes with the cal cap in the box, so you could just hook that up directly to a gas tank and calibrate it that way. Again, with the docks, we just think it simplifies your record keeping, and it it makes it a lot easier for your guys to calibrate and bump whenever they need to, but you don't need them.
Got a question here about the testing. Has the IQ Force battery runtime been tested at low temperatures?
Yeah, absolutely. When we specify the lower temperature spec, what that means is that we've tested everything that needs to work at that temperature. So when we tested down to, we usually go quite a bit below what the lower spec is to make sure that everything that comes out of our factories works. So when we spec it at minus 18 Celsius in this case, we've tested that down to minus 30 Celsius, and we make sure the LCD works, so you can still see it, that the alarms work, the data logging works, you can still drop it, it survives at that temperature, buzzers, sensors, everything. We make sure that everything works. The pump as well, obviously, and that there's no false alarms at those temperatures or that on the sensors or the pump.
I see a question here that Patricia is asking about some information about the pump. Can you speak to that? Some more information about the suction capacity of the pump.
Okay. All right. I'm not sure exactly what you're looking for. If we don't answer it here, let us know and we can get you more details. But it uses a diaphragm pump, which they can generate a fair amount of suction pressure. So you can get a pretty decent hose length on this one. We specify this for 50 feet. So 100% of these will work with the 50 feet. And like I said, we test that over temperature. It's got a pressure sensor installed in the pump casing itself. So how that works is that when you start to pull a vacuum, if you've got a blocked inlet or something like that, or you're drawing up water, that pressure sensor detects that you've got more vacuum on the inlet than you should have, and it tells the instrument stops the pump, and then you can deal with either that you're sucking up water or that you've got a blocked inlet, in which case you're not sampling what you think you need to.
So I got a question here from Brian. It looks like, does the monitor accept exotic sensors?
The IQ Force will measure carbon monoxide, hydrogen sulfide, explosive gases, and oxygen. If you need to monitor for something exotic, where either a PID or a specific exotic gas sensor is a better fit, then we would look at some of our other instruments that would probably be a better fit in that case.
There's a couple questions here that people are asking about the warranty. Could you just go over that again?
Sure. It's a 2-year warranty. It covers everything that's listed on the specification sheet. Obviously, it's against manufacturer defects. If you do drop it and it breaks or something like that, or if you have water leaking into it, I mean that's the kind of stuff that it covers, right? When we say that the monitor does a certain set of things and it doesn't do those, then we monitor it or that we warranty it. So that's what the warranty would cover: everything on the instrument and the sensors for a period of 2 years.
All right, Sean, Joe's asking about the gas consumption during the calibration bump process. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, sure. It's so we've engineered the dock to try to minimize that gas usage. We know that that's really important for a lot of people. Gas is a pretty large contributor to cost of your ownership, and so the bump test itself runs for between 10 to 15 seconds generally on the dock. So what it would use would be, say, 100 milliliters or less. I guess you'd have to look at the size of your tank to figure out exactly how much gas that's going to use. Now, the docks do use less gas than what you would normally use with free calibrating or free bumping the instrument. So the dock will save you gas versus doing the exact same program without a dock. And then to see exactly what that would look like, we could work with you and put together the calculations and things like that, based on how many instruments you have and how many docks and how often you bump test. That's something that our sales team is very good at, to figure out where to save you money.
All right. Ian's asking a question about colors available for the plastics. Is there any other colors available?
It's any color you like as long as it's black.
And can you get the IQ Force with a COH reduced sensitivity to hydrogen sensors?
Yes. Yes, absolutely. Yeah. So if you're working in an environment where there's a lot of hydrogen, you can get the reduced cross sensitivity sensor.
Bill's asking a question here. Can the IQ Force run on alkaline batteries?
IQ Force is lithium ion battery, and it's integral to the detector. So if you're using say a Max XT, it's similar to that. It's the same concept as that. So there's no alkaline pack for this. If that's something that's really critical to how you use the instrument, we'd recommend something like the Quattro or the Micro 5 in that case, depending on exactly what you're trying to do with it.
Another question about power is, what is the charge time?
Charge time, I believe, is 6 hours. 6 hours from fully depleted to fully charged.
Joe, it looks like, is asking a question, end of sensor life indicator. Is there an end of sensor life indicator?
So what you can do is you can use the IQ management software to give you a view of when that's coming up. With sensors like the oxygen sensor, they deplete over time. So the strength of the oxygen sensor is just sort of reducing over time. So you can, when you look at the sensor trending profile that we have through the IQ management software, you can see that happening. Now you can't ever predict catastrophic failure in any sensor. Nobody can do that. So that'd be things like a really heavy poisoning on an LEL sensor. You just don't know when that's going to happen. But we can predict a lot of the stuff that happens slowly over time. So even with an LEL sensor, if it's being slowly poisoned over time, and that's what happens in a lot of cases, is that you'll have guys that maybe every month, just is something that they do in their job. Once a month they get exposed to a little bit of silicones. And so what we see is that happens over time. You'd be able to pick up things like that in the sensor trending as well. Now theoretically, the electrochemical sensors should last forever. We've got some that have been running upwards of 10 years. So if they're handled properly, they last a very long time. But in real world situations, when you're taking them through extreme abuse, that doesn't always work out that way. So the software helps you trend all that and helps you build a predictive maintenance program around it. So you can get in there and you can look at these custom reports and you can see what everything's doing, and then you could put together a program to switch them out when you need to.
Jim's asking a question. If the alarm is latching, if alarm latching has occurred, can it be reset in the field without docking?
Right. So there's 3 modes for alarm latching, and the first mode, I guess, is just off, and that's how instruments normally work out of the box, that there's no latching. So in that case, when your gas concentration goes above the alarm, the instrument goes into alarm, and when it goes below, the instrument goes out of alarm. In the second case, we have the traditional latch, where when it goes above the alarm, it stays in alarm until you press the button. And so the IQ Force has that feature. So when it goes into alarm, it'll stay in alarm, and then you can take it out by pressing the button. Now it has a third way of setting the latching, and that's with this where only the dock can take it out of alarm. And so I guess it's important not to confuse the two. So yeah, the answer is yes, you can take it out of alarm by pressing the button in the field. But if you want to set it up so that the safety officer knows of every single event that's happened when it's happened, and not everybody does want to do that, but there's a lot of people that do, then that's when you set up your advanced alarm latching.
All right. Sean, Jim's asking a question about the compatibility. It looks like another one of those Multipro questions. Can you talk about the compatibility of the IQ Force?
Sure. So if you're running IQ management software right now, and you're using that to manage, if you have a fleet of ToxyPros and maybe you've got some Multipros in there, basically the same network structure will apply here. Now there's a dock specifically for the IQ Force. So on your network, you would need to get the specific IQ Force dock and put it into your network there. But all your software, the rest of your system will still work perfectly well with the IQ Force.
Well, so Sean, it looks like we've reached the end of the presentation. I want to remind the listeners that the webcast will be available tomorrow to replay on demand. Also, listeners can always stay current with the latest IQ Force product information at www.yoursafetyprogram.com. I want to thank everyone who attended for their time and valuable feedback, and please have a safe day.